Hyundai really shook things up with the i20N, a brilliant hot hatch that took the motoring world by storm. It's now time for the tricky second album though, the i20N.
Oh. Okay, I'll cut to the chase. It's rather good. Hyundai, you've done it again. What a little firecracker this car is. It's a little cheeky terrier just biting at your ankles.
Car Obsession is proudly supported by Carly and Draggy. Check out the video description to find out the latest discount codes.
Under the bonnet I have a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine offering 204 horsepower along with 275 newton meters of torque, although you do get a bit more on overboost. I believe it is 304. Now, as you would expect, this power is fed to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox, which has a lovely change to it. It's slick, precise, and in all honesty, it feels a bit tighter compared to the Ford Fiesta ST. Speaking of the Ford Fiesta ST, this car, the i20N, is faster to 62 miles per hour. It will do it in 6.2 seconds, which in case you're wondering is 0.3 seconds faster compared to the Ford. Okay, it's only 0.3 of a second, but it all counts. The top speed, in case you're wondering, is 143, which for a car like this, a smaller hot hatch, is pretty commendable if you ask me. Oh. I will be honest, I do think the 1.6 litre engine in this hasn't quite got the same amount of fizz or energy as the Fiesta ST, but as I'm sure you can hear, it makes a pretty good noise. Okay, there may be a sound symposer somewhere in the dash, but you know what, I really couldn't care less because this makes such a good noise. Now, you may hear that constant chime. Unfortunately, that is reminding me about the brake pad wear. I took this on track at Castlecombe a few days ago, and yeah, the front brakes are getting a bit low. I have tried to find a way to turn that warning off, but I have been unsuccessful, so you will need to bear with me. I can turn it off by coming out of N mode, but that's taken the fun out of the car, surely. Speaking of N mode, you have a choice of 5 driving modes in the i20N: Eco, Normal and Sport. Then you have N and N Custom. Unlike the i30N and indeed the Kona N, this hasn't got adaptive dampers, but I'm sure that comes as very little surprise. Therefore, you can't fine-tune the ride, so you're stuck with the ride all of the time. It is firmer than the Fiesta ST, but is it too firm to the point you can't use this car daily? No, I don't think so. Now, I've had this car for a little under a week. Within that time, I have covered, bear with me, over 400 miles. And have I needed to book an appointment with an osteopath? No, far from it. So although the ride is firm, it is manageable. These seats are fantastic, they're set quite low, they're comfortable and supportive. The only thing I would say, this is really picky by the way, specifically for track use, I would want a bit more support and bolstering for my shoulders, because I did find that through faster, tight corners, I did find that the seat was giving in a little bit, and I didn't quite have the firmness that I needed to really keep me in place. Now the chassis is taut to say the least, but the advantage of that is the handling, because the i20N, when the going gets twisty, is sensational. The steering has got a really nice weight to it, to the point where you think it's almost hydraulic, and the feedback is very good as well, bearing in mind this is an electric setup. The brakes perform well. I've got good grip thanks to the limited slip differential, and at each corner of the car I've got Pirelli P0 tyres, which in the past I haven't rated massively, but they work really well in this car, particularly on a nice hot dry day like today. On the steering wheel you've got a button marked rev, hit it and it will turn on the rev matching, which again comes as standard, or if you want to do it yourself you can of course turn it off. Oh. Through the corners, I would argue the i20N is the better car compared to the Fiesta ST. Okay, the Fiesta ST may be a bit more adventurous, a bit more playful in its chassis, but this feels tauter, sharper, more focused. I would say that if you were to drive both cars on track, this is the car to have. If you want a car more as a daily, then perhaps the Fiesta is the better way to go, although the boot in that isn't quite as big as this. Another area where the ST cannot match is the warranty. The i20N not only gives you a 5-year warranty, which already is a great place to start, that warranty extends to track usage. That's how confident Hyundai is in its product, that it's willing to go, you know what, you can blast around a racetrack, and if something goes wrong that isn't related to driver error, of course, we will cover you. I mean, that is almost unheard of, but it's such a good thing. Other end goodies you get as standard, you have launch control, and you've also got shift lights and a little bing to let you know that it's time to change gear before the valves come out of the bonnet. This is such a rewarding car to drive fast, it really is. And it's so good through the corners. All the engineering, all the development that has gone into this car, it's really paid off. There's very little that I can say about this car I don't like. Okay, some of the marketing names, such as the N corner carving differential, are a little bit silly, and the N grin sense, I mean, come on Hyundai, just call a spade and be done with it. But apart from that, once you see past that marketing blurb, you've got a very capable, fun, hot hatch. The sad thing is that I imagine a lot of people will look at this and turn their nose up because it's a Hyundai and go, oh, and then badge snobbery will be in full effect. But you know what? Just park that to one side and just give this car a drive, because you will not be disappointed. And if you are, then I would be completely and utterly staggered. At this point, you may think I've got nothing negative to say about this car, and that Hyundai have given me a nice fat envelope full of money. But there are some things. The interior, whilst the majority of it feels well put together, more so than a Ford Fiesta ST, it does feel a bit bland in here. There's not really a sense of occasion. Although I'd say overall, the interior, yeah, is probably nicer than the Fiesta. I do have one or two things to complain about though. Oh, that Qashqai got very close to me. If I come to a stop, now yes, this car has covered almost 14,000 miles, which for a car like this, a press car, is quite a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still a new car, and listen to this. And to be honest, I'm not putting a lot of pressure through that to get it to creak, and the seats also squeak, although I can't replicate that now, and I do find that a little bit disappointing. But to be honest, you'll be having too much fun to even care about such trivial things. The other thing I don't like about this car, well, I say don't like, maybe that's a bit too strong, is the way how it looks. The front end is okay, the side profile I would argue is this car's best angle, but what on earth happened at the back? The back of this car is, I'm sorry Hyundai UK, it is hideous. Yes, that is subjective, but I'm sure many of you will agree with me. It's almost as if it's been designed by 5 people that never spoke to each other. It's just, where's the cohesion? Where's the fluidity? Oh. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of it. I do like the end styling though. So you've got the cheeky exhaust, the big rear spoiler, which may not be to everyone's tastes, the 18-inch alloys finished in matte grey, and you've got a front splitter as well as plenty of red piping. And in here, although it's not exactly full of character, you do have performance blue touches and performance blue stitching, which is welcome. Now let's bring things back down to earth and speak about the more boring things, such as fuel economy. On a combined run, Hyundai state that you should get 40.4 mpg. Now on my drive to my filming location today, which is about 20 miles or so, mostly fast A roads, using a mix of driving modes, I got around 41.5 mpg. And I wasn't really trying hard to get that, so that is impressive. This emits 156 grams per kilometre of CO2, meaning for the first year of VED, you will be required to pay £585. There we go. Just got a flash from an i20N.
Things are shaping up nicely for the i20N, and there's another area where it has the ST well and truly beaten: the price. The ST, now in its facelift stage, will set you back £27,320, whereas the i20N will cost you a more reasonable £25,250, a saving of around £2,000. Don't think that you will have to compromise on features though, as the i20N is still well kitted out with goodies such as 18-inch alloys, LED lights, keyless entry, heated front seats, heated steering wheel, climate control, 10.25-inch touchscreen with DAB radio, smartphone connectivity and navigation, wireless phone charging pad, and a decent host of safety systems. As mentioned earlier, the i20N has a bigger boot compared to the ST, 352 litres compared to 292. Rear legroom is also better in the i20N, but headroom is similar.
I've really enjoyed my time with this car. When I drove it briefly last year, that was only for about 20 minutes. After it, I thought it's a good car, but I think I might still want to have the Fiesta ST. Now that I've lived with the car for a week, oh, those lines are very blurred now. I think the Fiesta would be the easier car to live with day to day, thanks to a slightly more compliant ride. But if you want a car for the performance, I think you have to go for this. It's so well engineered, and the fact that you get a 5-year warranty, which covers you for track usage as well, it just sweetens the deal. It really does. Needless to say, there would have been a lot of pressure for Hyundai to get this car right following the success of its bigger brother, the i30N. But you know what? Once again, the N division have smashed it out the park. Sorry to use a cliche term, but it is true. Yes, okay, the looks may not be to everyone's tastes, and the same goes for the ride, but what we have here is a very appealing package. It's well priced, it offers plenty of performance, it's fantastic to drive, it's got plenty of kit, and it comes with a 5-year warranty that also covers you for track usage. So yes, as an overall package, I think you may just be looking at the best small hot hatch money can buy right now. A big thank you to Hyundai UK for loaning me this car for the week, and of course a big thank you for you guys watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.